Howdy all and welcome back to the channel. So I just want to say thanks to all my new subscribers. It's great to have you here. Sorry I haven't done a video in a few days, I've been busy. However, I shall be doing a giveaway when I hit the 10,000 subscribers, so stick around, and I will be doing a lot of content for the PlayStation 5 when it comes out, and other news and stuff are based around that and next gen. So great. So thanks to everybody, and if you enjoy this video, please hit like and leave a comment. However, today's video is to just ponder some thoughts on possibilities of maybe a mid-gen refresh, or a PS5 Pro or an Xbox Series S2 or X2, something like that. Now, obviously I know this is kind of jumping the gun a little, because we're probably talking 2 or 3 years time, so it's really pushing up into the future there. However, I mean, let's talk about the PlayStation 5 first. So, I mean, a PlayStation 5 Pro, there's been an awful lot of rumours about, backwards compatibility around PlayStation 1, 2, 3. Now, obviously the PlayStation 5 that's being released isn't going to be compatible with all the. However, there is a lot of information out which is pointing towards AMD and Sony working on a multi-GPU, well, basically a multi-GPU in a card, which can actually do system on a chip, or the CPUs of the PS1, 2 and 3. And basically it has two on custom AMD card chipset, and it would allow it to be able to play the older consoles. Now, my only issue with this is that's not really a pro feature. It's great and all to see that they're pondering around the ideas of backwards compatibility and these different pieces, but yeah, it's cool. You can have a GPU, well, a high-end console with a dual GPU, so to speak, that can do the 1, 2, 3 as well as the 4 Pro and 5. But how is that a pro level console? You're not, unless they increase what the PS5 area is doing as well and say, oh, it's going to do 6K or something daft and ridiculously high frame rates and whatever. But me, resolution and frame rates is not really a next gen thing. Even with the new systems that are coming out now, as long as frames don't drop to something ridiculous, I don't really care too much for it. Mainly because I'm not a big online gamer. But basically, they're talking about these things where a client-side gaming console could use gaming on a management service, i.e. upon the cloud, and could you also use that in conjunction with a PS5 Pro for building, developing backwards compatibility. But I just don't think it's a very pro-like feature that would really sell I know the PS4 Pro is it's a low yield sales unit. However, at least that had higher features with that generation of games. Unlike the PS4, it was building on the PS4. Whereas this that I've been looking into is purely based on a multi-GPU functioning console that can cover the older systems. And I don't really see that as being much of a pro level feature myself. And obviously they could do one it's higher teraflops and blah blah blah, but unless you're just going to be pumping more frames and higher FPS and higher resolution, and yeah, I don't think that's a big sale, but not for everybody. So for me, I'd be all over a Pro with you know, full backwards compatibility. But for many, that's not going to be something they're bothered about. Which obviously then leads me on into whether we would get a Series S or a Series XS. Sorry, a Series X2 or an S2. Now, this is more of a pondering based around games as a service, Games Pass and xCloud subscription base. Because obviously you can pay one of the consoles on there, pay for it over the 24-month contract, yada yada yada, mobile phone style industry thing. And for me, say they get 10 million whatever onto Games Pass via the new two consoles, exactly 24 months from November 10th, they'll all drop down from their £35 a month or whatever to 15 quid a month. And all of a sudden, 10 million revenues dropping from whatever, 10 million people's payment of 35 quid is going to drop right down to 15, and they're going to be losing catastrophically amounts of money. So for me, like, they could easily say, well, we've got a new one coming out, stay on the higher band monthly payments and have the new Series S 2 or 2, and we would continue on with the 35. And people might do that, and they're more likely to go, yeah, okay then. A little bit like your phone contracts. So my thoughts there are, you can see how their business model would fit that, because of they want to be keeping people on higher amount of money and sell them a console. They might be able to do a trade-in on the older console or whatever, give you, you know, the first 3 months for free or something daft, you know. But that there is how their business model is working at the moment. They don't really want you to buy the console outright. They want you to go on to the games as a service, Games Pass subscription, and they give you the console on a monthly basis, like renting the console. But like, it leads back to my point though, PlayStation 5 Pro. What are they going to sell you on? S2 and the X2, or even in 4 years time an X3 or an S3? And they're going to go 6K, 8K, 240 frames per second? They're going to try and increase the SSD speed, and then are you going to get issues saying, well, this game on the X2 and the S2 requires you to have the X2 speed SSD, so it's for the X2 only, right? See, so it starts getting very difficult with that type of idea, but their business model fits it with the paying monthly subscription for 24 months. And if they've got 10 million people joined it, let's say, or a year or 6 months or whatever, I've just picked 10 bigger, but they're not going to want them to drop down to a lower pay. They're going to want to try and keep them on the higher band by selling them console line. Because if you can't sell 100 million consoles to 100 million people, or did you sell a new console to the same person every 2 months? And I think that's why they've gone with this Series name, because they can do a, you know, a Series 2, Series S2, X2, Series S3, S4, S5, S6, ends up like a mobile phone. You know, the Xbox Series S20 Lite edition or some rubbish, you know. They really have heavily invested in games as a service subscription based models, even for the console, and they're not going to want to just lose that revenue stream to 24. So they're going to want to try and keep a higher. Now, like I said, what features they can sell you on, don't know. And their backwards compatibility there, it's very flaky on earlier original Xbox and the 360. There's like 39 games of the original one, so it's not fully backwards compatible anyway. And they might be able to cut a deal with, say, AMD for emulating the correct system on a chip for the OG and the 60 as well themselves, and to go down the same path. But then apart from increasing the SSD speed, are they going to try and go power again? Well, anyway, I think out of the two companies, you're likely to see Xbox try and do a new console every 2 years because of the 2 years break point for people dropping down to the lower pack. However, I really don't know with the PlayStation. The Pro was a low yield selling console, and backwards compatibility is not a pro level selling console feature. So, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Anyway, that's going to do me pondering thoughts for 10 minutes, and like I say, if you enjoyed this video with me just putting some thoughts out there, drop a comment below and drop me a like, and I am going to be doing that giveaway when I get to the 10,000 subscribers, so it's very nice that everybody's been sharing my channel, and it's really, and I am very grateful. So thank you very much to everybody, and I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.